Presentation. Is that necessary? Not? All right. Well, let's just go through with it. Okay, so we've got a few questions that was asked, and it was asked that I can answer these questions for you. The first question, which is a very, very important question, and that is, how can I do a simple detox? You know, do I have to spend thousands of rands to go to Utopia Health, you know, for a 10-day detox and get everything done for me? Or can I actually just do it at home? Well, yes, the answer is yes, you can absolutely do it at home. And I'm going to go through a little bit of tips for you. And I don't know if our guys up there at the top is going to give us a presentation. Oh, there we are. We are online. Okay, thank you. All right, so the ABC of Detoxing Your Body, this is a book that I've written that you're welcome to always order from me if you want. It's a fantastic book. It actually teaches you in detail how to detox at home, including recipes and a 10-day detox program and everything for you. So it's really sent out. But I'm going to teach you a little bit about why. Why do you want to detox? All right, we've got a wonderful organ factory on the right-hand side here is called your liver. Now, when your liver gets toxic, and how does your liver get toxic? Just by what you eat, what you drink, you know, the fizzy drinks and the all sorts of refined foods and the junk foods, what you all know about, and sugar. So your liver performs over 500 functions just to keep you alive. So God has made our organ to keep us alive. So every cell in your body works to keep you alive. So if you're putting toxins in your body, your cells go into 100% action to keep you alive. So two of its key roles are to detoxify and to cleanse your body of harmful substances and excess food it cannot use. However, even the air that you breathe, the food that you eat, the hair, the skin products you apply to your skin, the environmental pollutions, the stress, all stresses your liver. So you can be healthy, you can be a proper plant-based eating person, and yet you still need to have a detox. So try to plan a detox at least every second, twice a year, every 6 months. A great thing to do. So eventually, with all this pollutants and everything and all sorts of hits that it's getting every day of your life, your liver starts getting sluggish and it can't work. It's getting fatty and damaged and it's unable to do its job. It's almost like if factory workers on strike. Have you seen that before? Huh? Or the go-slows, all right? That's what your liver's doing. And you need that liver. You need to learn to love your liver. Eventually, your liver just gives up. And then you get all sorts of diseases, like even psoriasis. And you think, oh, but I don't drink alcohol. That was one of my last clients. I've never drank alcohol in my life before, but they say I've got psoriasis of the liver. And what's that from? All your refined foods, your sugars, etc. So don't think you have to be an alcoholic to have a bad liver. All right, so clinical, okay, so with its 1,680 milligram of liver supportive ingredients, not only protects, but also repairs and improves your liver. And this is what I'm going to tell you about. What it's all about. Your liver runs as a storehouse, it's a manufacturing hub, and it's a processing plant. Without the liver, our bodies will simply just stop working. One of the main functions is to filter the body's blood. The hepatic arteries deliver blood from the heart, and the hepatic portal vein delivers it from the intestines. So you've got two internal veins that are bringing it through the artery and the vein. All right, so the liver then sorts and processes the nutrients with the help of thousands of tiny little processing plants. So think of it as a factory. And these little processing plants are known as lobules. The blood flows also delivers oxygen to the liver to help it functioning. So where there's oxygen, there's energy, and those workers, factory workers, need energy. All right, the blood that is received from the intestines contains fat, carbohydrates, vitamins, and other nutrients from your foods you have to consume. All right, so your carbohydrates, the liver breaks them down and converts them into sugar. So that's where the conversion takes place in your liver. And it helps that for your body to use that as energy. So people that are not feeling energetic, probably you're not having a good type of complex carbohydrates. All right, there is two different types of carbohydrates. The refined ones is definitely not the ones you want in your body. But the complex carbohydrates gives you energy. So if you're having a bit of a low down day with no energy, maybe you should have a look at what your food is. You need to have a good balance of food there. Now, excess nutrients are stored in the liver, like storing food in a pantry, for when the body needs it at a later stage. So it can actually store your nutrients for when you actually are like on a juice fast or something else, when you're having a fast, or you don't have enough money end of the month and you're just eating bread and peanut butter. All right, so the blood flows into the river, also contains toxins. So it's not only food, it's also toxins, and this body has to work it out. The liver either converts it into something that it that cannot harm the body, so it isolates it and whisks it away to be excreted through the kidneys or the intestines to be excreted. So we have an amazing body. It's an absolutely amazing. And go and start studying your organs. You'll be mind blown at what God has done for us, how He created us. Now, the factory part of the liver manufactures blood plasma protein, cholesterol to help the body create hormones, vitamin D, substances that help digestion, bile, which is filtered into the gallbladder. Now, the bile is used to break down fats and destroy microbes and neutralize extra stomach acid. The bile also helps carry extra toxins out of the body. So it's a very important substance, that bile there. When we eat junk food, we overload the liver with toxins, which now starts forming gallstones and these little liver stones. So they fill up the bile duct. As you can see there, those little tributaries there, those are called the bile ducts, those little branches out. And all these little stones, and even big stones, can even get as big as a golf ball, all fit in over that thing. And that is what happens over months, years. So who has had a liver cleanse? Can I see your hands? Who has had a liver cleanse? One, definitely, because you were with me, weren't you? All right, so one person's had a liver cleanse. You guys must experience a liver cleanse. All right, if you can't do it at home, come to me, I'll help you. All right, this is when you will need to consider this liver cleanse, when all of these stones build up and the toxins build up and they start forming these liver and gallstones. So lots of people go and get their galls taken out because they got lots of gallstones. My goodness, that's a terrible thing to do. You can take it out naturally. We don't want to get rid of our organs. Our organs are there to help us. So I'm going to show you how to do your own operation. Be your own surgeon. All right, so this is the liver cleanse. Now, to do a liver cleanse, you want to have some Epsom salt, 4 heaped tablespoons. All right, a 3/4 cup of olive oil, because it's easy to get all the gallstones out with the olive oil, and a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, 1/4 cup of grapefruit. Now, if you don't have grapefruit, you can just do lemons, and a suitable jar with a non-metallic lid, as well as 1/2 cup of lemon and grape juice extra. All right, so 3 days before your liver cleanse, the actual D-Day, This is where you want to actually start your detox. So before that, you want to have Granny Smith apples, carrots, beetroot, all of that juiced up into juices, and you have 3 days of a juice fast. And you can use all sorts of other things. Yes, I've got a question over there. Very good question. Is it specifically, why specifically Granny Smith apples? Granny Smith apples have less sugar in it, so it's more phytochemicals in it, so it's very good for softening the gallstones. So don't do without the Granny Smith apples, because that actually helps to soften and reduce the gallstones so they can easily be excreted. All right. All right, now on D-Day, now you've had your 3 days of juice cleanse. Now on D-Day, at about 2 o'clock, exactly, you're not going to drink anything else. All right, so no more water. So have all your juices and water up until 2 o'clock. Thereafter, you don't want to drink or eat anything. All right. The reason why, if you do, you're going to have cramps, and it's not going to be pleasant. So you also want to starve your body. You want to make your body thirsty. At 6 o'clock, you're going to have your first Epsom salt. So you're going to have your first Epsom salt water. You're going to take a 3/4 cup with a heaped tablespoon of Epsom salt in it, mix it all up, and drink it down. Now, if you don't like Epsom salts, which not all of us like the taste, just take a little sip of orange juice or something just to take that taste away. But you'll also notice that after the Epsom salt, if you drink a sip of water, it's sweet water. All right, so that's your 6 o'clock. You're going to need to stay close to the toilet, and please don't forget your shopping list, which will be lots of toilet paper. All right, at 8 o'clock, you're going to take your next 3/4 cup of water with 1 heaped tablespoon of Epsom salt in it. Mix it all up. All right, this is one of the best detoxes you can do for your body, guys. So do take note and do it. It's fantastic. At 10 o'clock that evening, you're going to take your 3/4 cup of olive oil, your 3/4 cup of lemon juice, mix it all up in a bottle, and sip it down. Try to get it down within 5 minutes. All right. I know, sometimes it takes long, but the quicker the better. All right. And just think good thoughts, because you could get nauseous from that oil, but just think good thoughts and keep it down. You want to already have done all your bathroom routine. You've already got into your pajamas. Your bed is ready. All you have to do is slip into bed and lie on your right side. All right, so you lie on your right side with your knees up in a fetal position, and you're going to feel that liver working. You're going to feel the oil going through and everything getting squeezed out. Prop yourself up with pillows so that the oil doesn't come out the top. It should come out the bottom, but not immediately. All right, because you want to sleep. If you have difficulty sleeping, take yourself a nice mixture of valerian, hops, chamomile. It's a very strong mixture for either 1, 2, or all of them for sleeping. So that's a good, if you've got insomnia, it's a good mix. You can take that and then go to sleep. Try to stay in bed. Your next mixture has already been mixed, poured next to your bedside with a little Glad wrap, so and just don't bang it over when you go to sleep. And that is your 6 o'clock one. 6 a.m. the next morning, you're going to have your next one. All right, 6 o'clock next morning, take your juice. Try not to get up. If you have to, you have to run, okay? But try to sleep as long as possible. All right. I always have a struggle with this because I'm an early bird and I like to get up and my body just wants to wake up. But you have to really keep yourself in bed as long as possible. It works much better. All right, after your 6 o'clock one, you're going to take the next one at 8 o'clock. heaped tablespoon with water, prepare it the day before, keep it next to your bed. All right, by this time, you probably kind of want to get up or what, just try and lie down, keep your laptop, read a book, play on your phone, but keep lying down as much as possible. All right, so then you're going to, by 9, 10 o'clock, you're going to say, okay, well, this is enough, I've had it. You can get up then. And then obviously in between, you're going to be running to the toilet because that Epsom salt is going to be working. Now, the very first movement that you have after the Epsom salt, it's not nice to discuss it, but let me just tell you, let's call a spade a spade. Is that okay? Do you mind? All right, have a look in the toilet. All right. You're going to see little blobs. You will even feel it coming out. And they will be green. All right, those are the little gallstones. It might feel like little pellets or little grapes popping out. And you'll see it lining up. You'll also see darker, smaller ones that look like pawpaw pips. All right, those are all stones and stuff that's rubbish that's coming out of your body. You'll also see a shore, like a kind of a shore type of thing. It's almost like a, how can I describe it? I'm not going to put food to it because you might not eat that food again. All right, it's like, it's actually cholesterol. So it's like a creamed colored stuff floating on top. That's as good as the gallstones that come up. It's good to get rid of all of that stuff, all right? So your body's getting rid of all the nonsense, the rubbish, and that's the best way for you to detox your body. All right. Any questions? After that, don't think you can go now eat a huge meal. That day, I want you to juice again. So have juicing for breakfast or a light smoothie, have a smoothie for lunch, and the next day you can eat. But just think about what you just seen in the toilet. You don't want to put all that rubbish back into your body. You don't want to laden your liver again with all that. Really, you don't. So think what you put in your mouth is going to give you health or death. What is your choice? What are you going to choose? All right, so I choose health. Let's carry on. Now, the next question was, let's just have a look what the next question was. All right. Can a plant-based diet provide sufficient B12, or do I need to take a supplement? That's a very good question. All right, B12 functions. Let's talk a little bit about B12. It is needed for what? For the production of red blood cells. So somebody who's anemic, one of the biggest problems is they don't have B12 in them. Everybody says iron, but it's a number of things, not only iron. So B12 is especially used in the treatment to impair also mental ability. So people with mental problems, we're talking bipolar, schizophrenia, all of those have normally got lack of B12. They've normally got high copper in their body. So if you have somebody that's mentally a little bit unstable, go and get their levels checked, all right? That's going to be the best thing to do. So it's very, B12 is especially used also in the elderly, asthma, depression. When I talk about elderly, I'm talking about, the Alzheimer's, memory abilities, no energy. All right, also depression, diabetic neuropathy, low sperm counts for guys. If you're trying to have children and you have a low sperm count, take B12. You'll be pleased. All right, and then multiple sclerosis and tinnitus. Who knows what tinnitus is? Yes, so tinnitus is that ringing in the ear when you hear like a mosquito or something in your ear. All right, constantly. So the people with tinnitus take B12. It's probably a lack of B12 as well as some other things. Now, B12 deficiency anemia is caused when you don't get enough B12 in. So B12 is formed in your intestines. This is where it's formed. If you've got good bacteria you're eating good fruits and vegetables, nuts and grains, you're not taking anything like vinegar, antibiotics, drugs that will kill that natural bacteria, then you're going to need supplements of B12. But if you're eating a balanced diet and you're not taking that, you've got lots of flora in your body, well, that's good, because you'll probably not have a deficiency in B12. All right, so the intrinsic factor is the protein formed to help absorb B12. And you have an autoimmune disease that makes your immune system attack the cells in your stomach that produce intrinsic factor. This is now if you've got an anemic B12 deficiency, okay? So you also have maybe a surgery to remove part of your stomach where the intrinsic factor is made. So people who have cut their colon, bad choice, because then this intrinsic factor is not made. You're going to have a deficiency in B12. All sorts of other things are going to start happening. Please don't fiddle with the body God made you, what God put together. Let no man separate, please. All right. Your body also might not absorb enough B12 if you have a disease that affects how nutrients are absorbed in your intestines, such as Crohn's disease. People with Crohn's disease have a problem. HIV, for example, will not absorb B12 well, or any other infections. You have certain bad bacteria in your intestines. In other words, you've got an overload of sulfate-forming bacteria. You don't want that. You want the methane-forming bacteria. All right, sulfate-forming bacteria is the bacteria that grows when you have a lot of animal products. And the last time I spoke here, I told you how long animal product stays in your intestines. Can anyone remember? A piece of meat, how long does it stay in your body? 72 hours. Very well done. All right, 72 hours. Now you put a piece of meat in a dark, warm place for 72 hours. What's going to happen to it? Phew. And you just want to run away from yourself when you pass the wind. So when you have that smells, just think about what you're putting in your body. But it's not the only reason why. All right, so that will form the sulfate-forming bacteria that will disturb your body's bacterial flora balance. You want good bacteria in there. You want methane-forming bacteria. Methane-formed bacteria, it comes from your plants. All right. And you can make your own good bacteria, your own flora by kimchi, as well as sauerkraut, which is more or less the same thing, kombucha. All right, just don't let the kombucha go bad, otherwise you might have a little bit of a zing there. All right, so you take some medicines maybe, if you are on medication, such as antibiotics or anti-seizure drugs, that's also going to disturb your bacteria in your body. And then that is going to cause a problem. You're going to have a B12 deficiency. So have a look at any of these things that you maybe are doing that you haven't realized before. So if you've had surgery to remove part of your intestines, we spoke about that. That will also cause a deficiency in B12. All right, what are the symptoms of deficiency of B12? Chronic fatigue, numbness or stiffness, sore mouth, difficulty concentrating, or you feel dizzy, or you have no appetite. You maybe lose weight without trying. Your hands and feet feel like they're numb or tingling. Your heart rate beats too fast on your chest. Don't think it's just one, because there's different reasons why your heart rate will be too fast. Your muscles feel weak, and you often have mood changes, you're confused or forgetful. These are the symptoms of a B12 shortage. So see how many of these you fit into, and then maybe go and get your B12 levels checked. Where do you get it from naturally? Do you think God created us to eat animal products? What does Genesis 1:29 say? Here are all the seed-bearing plants, the trees of the valley. This is your meat. So God actually made us to do that, to have that food. And I will talk a little bit just now about that. Right, if there is enough B6 in your body and cobalt, the body will make its own B12. So God's made us to make B12. B6 you get in sunflower seeds, lentils, walnuts, brown rice, bananas, oats, avos. And your B12 is present in vegetables in a very small amount. So you want to have a variety of vegetables to get this in. It is also fortified in brewer's yeast. Yes.
What is cobalt ingredient?
All right, so you'll have to look that one up. Okay.
Okay. Now I just asked, what is cobalt and where do you get that?
All right, so that's one of your essential minerals. You're going to have to just look that up. All right. Good. And then your B12 included yeast extract, Marmite, Vegemite. So if you get some Marmite, put that on. It's great B12 there. Plant milks, vegan yogurts, vegan desserts, as well as breakfast cereals. Margarine we don't eat, but there is an amount of B12 in there as well. So your body stores B12 for 2 years. So don't think that you need B12 suddenly. Rather just have a look. So B12 is not a huge issue unless you've got all those previous symptoms. Then you need to look at it and those diseases that we spoke about. Then you need to look at it and keep an eye on it. When we do a detox, a 10-day detox at our lifestyle center for clients, we put them on B12. All right, we make sure that you've got plenty for the next 2 years. All right. So your dosage of yes.
Are there any lifestyle choices or habits that can cause us to lose B12 quickly?
Yes. These ones that we spoke about now. All right, all these problems. The Crohn's disease, HIV, bad bacteria. What causes bad bacteria? Vinegar, antibiotics, medication. What else causes bad bacteria? Even stress. Sugar. Sugar is a big one. And we have sugar in everything. So unfortunately. So try to make your food from scratch, from the actual plants. All right. So that's what's going to destroy it. All right, so your dosage, RDA 3 mcg, 2,000 mcg daily for 1 month if you have a shortage, if you have a problem, if you have one of those diseases. And you can follow up daily by taking 1,000 mcg afterwards. All right, so there's 2 different types of B12 on the market. Do take the methylcobalamin, long Latin word. It's preferred to the cyanocobalamin. Did I do well? Okay. It's not my favorite subject. All right, good. So then we had our next is there any other questions on B12? Whoever asked the question, are you happy about that? Did I cover everything? Any other questions? All right, we're going to go on to our next question, which was, is there enough protein on the plant-based diet? And what is the best foods for that? That's a very good question. Because we think, you've got to have your protein. And all of these diets are geared to having high protein, no carbohydrates. That's a very unbalanced diet. So if you're going to have that type of diet, I feel sorry for your liver because it's going to be high uric acid if you're having animal protein. High uric acid is going to take the magnesium and the iron out of your bones and calcium, and it's just going to wash it out so you get less bone density. Then you are absolutely in line for hips that break, knees that don't work, and osteoporosis. You don't want to go that way. When you're older, you want to be fit and strong, and your bones must be dense. You must have heavy bones, great stuff, not light bones. It's not the best weight loss method. All right, where does the big elephant get its plant protein from? Have you seen those elephants? They are so strong. They've got huge bones, huge muscles. Where do they get that from? Yeah, from our plants. And he needs that protein, doesn't he? So he eats a lot of plants. Where should we get ours from? Yeah. They actually had a look at the strongest men in the world. Guess what? They're plant-based. Take that home with you. Olympic guys. Oh, I'm playing with this. I'm sorry. All of them plant-based. The fastest men, plant-based. Go have a look. It's on the internet. Google it. All right. What's the statistics? In 1985, a health report disclosed that 50% of all deaths and illnesses were either unnecessary or premature. After studying the most prevalent deaths in the US, the Carter Center for Emory University concluded that a lifestyle is twice as effective as medical technology at increasing life expectancy. You might want to die early, but please die healthy. Huh? Yes, because we're supposed to just fall over dead one day or not wake up the next morning. We're not supposed to be really sick and all that pain and medication and in hospitals, and that's not nice. You're supposed to be healthy till the very last day. Genesis 1:29-30, and God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." So where do you get your protein from? God told us. When he made us, he told us what's our diet. But did you know he also told the animals what their food's going to be? Did you ever read the second verse after that? "And to every beast on the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat." And it was so. So our lions, what did they eat? Not meat. They ate grass. So this is God's perfect plan for us. And you need to decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to follow his plan? Or do you want to follow your own plan? Do you want to follow your own passions and desires? What is your choice? Because it's going to be a choice that can affect you, your health, and possibly eternity. Why do I say that? Because your frontal lobe will be compromised. And you're not going to hear God's voice as clearly as when you are healthy. So make that wise choice today. Right, the human body was created by the God of heaven on the 6th day of creation. It is marvelously made. We are fearfully and marvelously made. Because of this, we have a special responsibility as his children to carefully obey his health law. He has provided bountifully with the things of nature of our care, and it is our responsibility to use these blessings to keep ourselves in good health, and so that we may be better ministries to the needs of those around us. So we need to be healthy to be God's tools. Protein is made up of chains of molecules known as amino acids. There are 20 amino acids found in nature that your body can use to build up protein. Out of these 20 amino acids, 9 are considered essential, which means that your body cannot produce them itself, so you need to get them from your diet. The remaining 11 are considered non-essential, as your body can produce them from the 9 essential amino acids. So your both animals and plants have all 9. Plants, you need to have a variety. Animals, you might just have to have an egg or a piece of meat or something. But that, remember, is going to cause a huge acid bomb in your liver. All right, so what happens? Your animal protein called casein, it's not only carcinogenic, it's going to feed your cancer cells. It's also cannot be digested by the liver, so it takes, again, calcium, magnesium, iron from your bones and washes it out. So you're depleting yourself of essential minerals. So you want protein that is complete, that can feed your body and not deplete your body. So your best proteins is your beans, your lentils, quinoa, chickpeas, peanuts, almonds, spirulina, chia seed, hemp seed, beans, and rice, potatoes. Yay, I love potatoes. All right, and then your vegetables, the dark colored, the leafy greens, the kales, the broccoli, mushrooms as well. All right, so only 0.8 grams is needed of protein per kilogram of weight is needed. So take your weight. Say, for example, you're 80 kgs, you'll only need 64 grams. And how much is 64 grams? It's like golf ball size. So you can get your protein in very well. Remember those bodybuilders, those strong men? Their protein comes from their plants. They know what's good for them. All right, I'm going to have to get my glasses on for this one. Here is some, you can actually do a search on Google for your proteins, print it out, stick it on your fridge if you're doing some bodybuilding thing and you'd like to have the best protein for you. Right down at the bottom is pumpkin seeds with a whopping 32.97. All right, so that is for 100 grams. You don't want to eat 100 grams of pumpkin seed because then you can split the rest through the others. Look at your peanut butter. Hemp seed, 23. Almonds, way up there. So have some almonds in your oats and have some pumpkin seeds strewn over there. Put some flax seeds in, 19.5. And what other nuts? Chia seeds, fantastic stuff because it doesn't only give you protein, it gives you energy, like a slow release of energy throughout the day. Chia seeds was used by the Bushmen to go hunting, and they kept them going for days. So chia seeds are fantastic seed, a lot of omega-3, 6, and 9 in the right quantity for your body. All right, then you've got soya beans. There you have it. Pecan nuts, lentils. Lentils is way up there. It's higher than the other beans. So have lots of lentils. Great stuff. Is there any questions on the protein before we go on? All right, let's go on to the next one. What is the... Sorry. Yes.
I just wanted to find out, so just like there are people who are addicted to smoking and drinking, I feel like the people who are addicted to eating meat, like their plate must have a piece of meat. So how would you assist that person to transition from being, a meat eater into a vegetarian? Would they have to detox first? Like how do they beat that addiction, basically?
All right, so we're talking about addictions. It's a very good question. Very good question. So how do we get people that are smoking, drinking, eating their meat to not eat meat? Send them to me. Because I'm telling you, they'll feel so good after 10 days detox, they will not want to touch the stuff again. We've got a lady now at the moment that was a meat eater, smoker, drinker, alcoholic. And she's off everything. And she's so full of life and energy, and she's so geared up. She went and bought from our shop all these things that we've been feeding her, and she says, look, Brenda Lee, I'm going from here, and I'm going to do this thing. We give you a recipe book. So it's a very difficult question because not everyone can come to our lifestyle center, but detox, give them a liver cleanse, teach them gently. Don't say, because no one's going to change. Give them the why you need to change. That's important. So yes, detox. Lots of fruit, vegetables. Get them onto an exercise program. Don't criticize them. They've got problems. Bring them for emotional healing. We run an emotional healing program. So that's very good for people who are addicts because there's a reason why they're on the drugs and the alcohol and that. So be gentle with them. Love them back. Any other questions? All right, let's carry on. What is the best oils to use? You know what? In the old days, the oils were wonderfully extracted from the nuts and the seeds through pressing, these presses. So we call it a cold extract. It's fantastic. And they were bottled immediately afterwards. That's what you get called the cold pressed raw or virgin or extra virgin oil, which tends to retain a natural flavor and color. Keep them in dark bottles so it doesn't go off the color, the sun doesn't, or the light doesn't affect it. That's the best oils to use. Many unrefined oils are packed with minerals, enzymes, and other compounds that don't play well with heat. So all the refined oils, heat extracted, because they get maximum out if they heat extract these. And that causes the oil to actually be weak and less enzymes and good stuff in there. So to produce an oil with a high smoke point, the manufacturers use industrial level refined processes like bleaching, filtering, high temperature heating to extract and eliminate those extraneous compounds. So what you're left with is a neutral flavored oil with a longer shelf life, with a higher smoke point. So clarified butter or ghee follows the same basic concept, a process designed to extract more heat-sensitive compounds, in this case, milk solids, from a fat in order to raise its smoke point. Not a good idea. So go back to the cold-pressed, the original, the organic. But make sure whatever oil you use, it's cold-pressed, because that'll be good. Yes, now coconut oil, you get different grades. Be careful with coconut oil with the cheaper ones. I think they cost like 60, 70, something around there, but rather go for the more expensive ones. Coconut oil, you're going to last a long time with it. So get the proper cold extract ones. It's really worth it because you only need a minute amount. And try to cook without oil. Broil. Do some broiling. Broiling is basically using a little bit of water, just keeping it wet, and low heats. Don't cook high heats. If you cook high heats, you just depleted all the minerals and phytochemicals in the food. So you want to cook on low heats, ladies and gents. All right, anything else? So your best, I use a organic coconut oil as well as macadamia nut oils. For me, very nice, cold extracted. I like that one. And I do like the cold pressed olive oil. But a bottle of mine will last a long time. I use very little oil when cooking. Do different things with cooking. Do try steaming, try broiling, and you'll have a much better results. Microwave cooking. How good are microwaves for us? Is microwave cooking safe? in our fast life, what we want to do is just quickly put it in, warm it up, cook it, whatever. Some of the effects of microwave cooking on foods include, but are not limited to, the destabilization of protein. So it changes the protein content, the structure, not content. So it changes that structure. So it becomes carcinogenic.
Sorry, on the microwave cooking, I know the air fryer is a big thing now. Is it fine, the air fryer?
I haven't, to tell you the truth, I'm quite interested in that one because I'd like to invest in one, but I haven't studied it, so I'm not going to purchase it until I study it. Do yourself a favor, make sure what you're giving your family is good, so study it. Does anybody know about air fryers? Is it heated air? Is it heated on an element? It sounds very healthy. All right, so it's not using microwave, so it's an oven element with air circling, is what I understand from you. All right, so put it on my checklist, really, because it really looks good, doesn't it, the air fryer. All right, so now microwave cooking also causes a binding effect, leading to the marked increase in alpha and beta particle saturation in the food, better known as radiation. Now, radiation is a very, very dangerous thing. Please, guys, don't play with that. Don't play with radiation. My mom passed away because of radiation. All right, so the ground or something, there was a lot of radiation in the area, and she used to work in the church's garden for many years. And so it caused her kidneys to not produce the right hormones to tell the bone marrow to make the right size blood, red blood cells. So then the blood cells were too little, too big, and that causes major problems. So where you come to radiation, if you're sleeping, put your phone out or switch it off, put on airplane mode. Try to get rid of radiation in your area, Wi-Fi away from you, as well as microwave radiation, not good, not good. All right, carcinogens are created in the protein compounds in the milk and cereal, so it becomes extra carcinogenic, which is cancer forming. It feeds the cancer cells. It alters and breaks down the glucoside and galactoside elements in frozen foods. So it's actually causing a breakdown of that as well. Even brief exposure to raw, cooked, or frozen fruits to vegetables, to microwaves, alters the alkaloid breakdown, causing them to be less digestible. So even if you're just defrosting, you're sticking it in quickly, I say, I'm just going to warm this up quickly. You know, that little quick small, you're causing problems. It reduces the bioavailability of the important vitamins B complex, C, and E, and essential minerals as well. Also, the vital energy of all foods is reduced 60 to 90%. So you're only getting like between 10 and 40% of your actual food value. That's not nice. So why eat if you can't get any value from it? And the structural integrity is disintegrated at a rapid rate. All right, that's microwave. Are you sold on that? Who's going to use their microwave after this? You're going to, or do you have a question?
Yeah, my question is, thank you. I'm sure everybody here does have a microwave. So after listening to what you just said now, besides it being good for throwing away, what is it good for? Thank you.
All right, I use my microwave. I bought a microwave. I bought a microwave to heat up my bean bags. Yeah, charcoal packs. It's all the small little one. It's just to do that. So I don't put anything of that into my body externally. It's fine. Yeah. All right, so good for that. Not good much. Go get the air fryer. Do some research first, though, because I haven't done the research, but I hear it's really good. Gout. Who here has got gout or knows of somebody suffering from gout? You know somebody. Have you got gout or do you know someone? Yes. And at the back there. All right, so everyone knows somebody's that got gout. So gout we call the rich man's disease because it's all the rich foods, the alcohols, the spices that causes that. So gout is a type of inflammatory arthritis caused by those gravy, spices, alcohol. It's a buildup of uric acid in your body. So remember what I said, the huge uric acid bomb is when you eat animal protein and it causes that. Eggs are huge uric acid bomb in your liver. So if you have an egg, I'm not saying you can't have eggs, so if you have an egg, do it sparsely. When you've got gout, you want to look at certain things. You want to increase your water. You want to make sure you've got good weight, so decrease your weight if you are overweight. Increase B12. Take on B complex. Your vitamin Bs are great for gout. Vitamin E, very good. The herbs that you can use as a herbal tea, chamomile, devil's claw. Sorry, that's a spelling mistake there. Juniper and birch. Those are the fantastic herbs for gout. I also use other things like stinging nettle. It cleanses the blood. Very good for that. Then I've got a Miracle Cure Plus. It's fantastic. The Miracle Cure Plus, do contact me for that. It covers just about every disease. Very, very good. And gout is the number one with the Miracle Cure Plus. All right. Was that the last question? I can't remember. Let me just go back. All right. Gout. All right. And any treatments for gallstones? All right. So we spoke about the gallstones, the liver cleanse, lots of apple juice, lemon juice, and that's going to help prevent building it up. Look after your diets. Any other questions? Oh, yes. I do apologize. I didn't want to advertise anything, but ask Lorraine. Let me just put it on my number on the screen. I've also run several health-free advice health groups, and take advantage of that. But don't get upset if I don't answer you, because it's like kind of in my archived files, because I don't have time to read all of them. If you need my attention, do phone me. I don't always answer my WhatsApps, and I do apologize for that. All right. That's my number. You can send me a WhatsApp if you want to be on the Utopia Health group or the Natural Remedies group or the weight loss group or the exercise group where you do exercises 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not always there, but there's other people that also take it. Come and join. Get yourself energized and your body fit for life again. You won't be sorry you did that. It's fantastic having energy. Any other questions? On any other subject? Yes, at the back there.
Hi, can you tell me for rheumatoid arthritis or menopause, any advice? Thank you.
Yes, rheumatoid arthritis. That's all got to do with pH, inflammatory. So look at the foods you're eating, your acid-forming foods. Rheumatoid arthritis, normally high dairy. People think, oh, but I don't drink milk, but maybe you eat cheese and yogurt and everything else that contains dairy. So eggs, animal products. Just reverse that. Do your liver cleanse. get onto a good healthy diet, because I'm telling you, after your liver cleanse, you're not going to want to put too much junk in there, because it's quite hectic going through the liver cleanse, isn't it? Yeah. All right. And then some herbs for that. Rheumatoid arthritis, you want to use castor oil on the joints that are hurting. So make a castor oil poultice. You can also put comfrey, mix comfrey into it. We do have a herb mix for inflammation and arthritis. You can come and get that from us. And that's a good one. Yeah. Then turmeric, garlic, ginger, cayenne pepper. Those are all good for your arthritis. Do the New Start. Make sure that the person has good nutrition, exercise, walking. Don't think you have to join our 6 o'clock exercise class. You can just go for good walks. But I want you to walk until you build up a sweat. All right, that sweating is so important. It gets the toxins out of your body. All right. Then, what was the other one? Rheumatoid arthritis and menopause. You don't need to go through the menopause symptoms. If you do, it's probably because your body's toxic. You need to get rid of those toxins. So a lot of toxic buildup causes. I've gone through menopause and I didn't know it. I just had the blessing of, yeah. All right. Do your liver cleanse. Get rid of the toxins. Make sure that you do a proper on that one. Wild yam is a very good one for menopause symptoms. You can use that. We do have a menopause female health herb mix. It's got about 4 different herbs in there. So, very good. Reverse on all animal products if you got menopause. If you are having menopausal problems, you're probably on dairy, cheese, chicken. Now remember that your animal products these days have got lots of growth hormones, and that causes havoc with your own hormone imbalance. So your female hormones are going hectic. You want to have a consistent mood, you don't want these ups and downs. If you're having high sugar, refined foods, coffee, bad for menopause, then you're going to have crashes. And what's also going up and down, men, you know, the woman's moods, hey, you don't want that. You want to be even-tempered. Yeah. All right. Yes. Yes. You can come. We're open 8 to 5. But I'm not going to promote that right now. You can contact me. Yes, we open on Sundays too. It's convenient. Yes. We can also deliver. That's enough said now, okay, on that one. Anything else? All right, we're going to just, yes, at the back.
What is your take on plant-based products? So someone that has just come off meat and they see that's something in the shop that is in the form of chicken but it's made out of plants, like your Beyond Meat, Beyond Burgers. What's your take on those plant-based products?
All right, very good question. It's a fantastic go-betweener, like a tide over. You know, a meat eater, like he's used to his burgers, now he's got nothing. Then he'll have something. So it's a nice tide over, but I don't use them. Obviously, because I'm a long time plant-based, so I make my own burgers and my own things. But for emergencies or, you know, you can use that. But it's nice for the meat eaters to have something. teach them how to make. We did have cooking classes on Sundays. We don't do that anymore. But we do cooking classes on the 10-day detoxes. So the plant-based products, just have a look at the ingredients. There's some good ones, some others not so good. So just look at what it's preserved with, because it's still a refined product. Try and make your own from scratch. But yes, I do definitely use it maybe once a 6 months or so. Yes, there's a question at the back there.
Thank you. Can anyone do the liver cleanse?
All right, that's a good question. If you are elderly and sick, rather come to me. Let me do it for you. But anyone can. Yeah. I don't do children, though. I think they're still good and strong. Maybe if they eat a lot of junk food, by the age of 16, you can maybe do a liver cleanse or something. They could do it earlier, but you just have to keep an eye on that. So anyone can do a liver cleanse. Elderly and very sick people, you just need to be really careful. So rather just bring them to me. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Can those on chronic medication also do the cleanse? Would the cleanse not have any contraindications with their medication? So, for example, somebody who's taking an antiretroviral every day or high blood pressure medication, so those?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can definitely, and in fact, it's going to help you a lot. So it's not like charcoal that's going to cancel out the effect of your medication. No, you can continue with your medication, whatever you're on, but you want to actually not be on medication in the end. You want to have a healthy lifestyle that reverses your disease. We shouldn't be on medication. But if you are on medication, change your lifestyle, find out what the cause is. Remember, the cure is in the cause. So put your detective hats on and find out what has actually caused that problem and take the cause away. All right. Did that answer your question? All right. Any other questions?
You mentioned several times that you can do the liver cleanse if we don't want to do it on our own. Do you have to sleep over or?
Yes, you can maybe just come for a 5-day detox or something. It's great. You're going to love it. You're not going to want to go. And we're not going to want to let you go. We kind of bond with our clients. We have lots of fun. Because it really is fun. You get detox, you get ozoned, you get massaged, you get body scrubs, you get body wraps. We go for lovely hikes and walks, and we do emotional healing. It's spiritual upliftment time as well. So it's really lovely. One lady said it's the best holiday she's ever had. Yeah, okay. All right, I think we're at, is that it? No more last questions? Going, gone, thank you.
Thanks very much, Brenda Lee, for answering all those questions and giving us all that information and giving us motivation to improve our health. And we will definitely be in contact because you also run the health shop and you run all the other different centers things as well. Thank you very much, and we'll bow our heads and close in prayer. Dear Father, we thank you that you have made our bodies so wonderful, and we thank you that you have given us all the information how to care for our bodies, because when we care for our bodies, we care for our minds, holistically, our emotional health as well. And we want to have good and healthy bodies so that we can be of service to you. We thank you for our speaker today, and we thank you for all the information she's given us, and we thank you for all these blessings. For we ask this in your holy name. Amen. Thanks very much for all attending today. And you can also watch the YouTube again if you missed something and you want to check it up again. Thank you.